This is an Nendoroid. This is an Nendoroid. All of these are Nendoroids. This is a question I get asked a lot. Should I start collecting Nendoroids? Well, I'm just a guy on the internet. I'm not your mother. Buy it. Nendoroids are a popular type of anime figure. Produced by the Good Smile company, their tagline being cute to look at, fun to play with, and great to collect. And honestly, just looking at a Nendoroid, you can see that Good Smile have succeeded on these statements. Number 1. Good to look at. Nendoroids have a chibi style and almost always look fantastic on their own. Of course, there's some that are not as nice, but are they cute? I mean, look at this Thomas the Tank Engine Nendoroid. It exists. Look at the cute. The quality of Nendoroids vary from figure to figure depending on who manufactures them. While most of them do have a really good quality, there are a handful that sadly just don't look quite as great. Personally, I've been buying Hololive Nendoroids recently and I feel the quality on these is absolutely beyond fantastic. Fun to play with. The fun to play comes from the ability to switch out not only the faceplates of each character, but the arms and accessories too. Each of these can be interchanged, not only by each individual Nendoroid, but also things can be swapped across the board, resulting in some very fun combinations. Good Smile are also very happy to sell you a bunch of extra faceplates and other things should you want to buy them and expand your collection. And finally, great to collect, and boy are these great to collect, both unboxed and boxed. There's just something nice and uniform about all of these figures, and I do tend to find having a collection of these just looks super nice. And once again, Good Smile seem to have it down by, if a popular series is popular, well, be sure that each and every character will get a Nendoroid.
I'm a guy. Thank you, whoever.
But Nendoroids don't appeal to everybody. Much like Funko Pops or prize figures, they're not going to appeal to every single person. So if you are looking at an Nendoroid and just can't get past the design, well, collecting Nendoroids may not be for you. Personally for me, I absolutely love them. It's Funko Pops I just can't really get away with. It's the eyes. Those soulless, dead eyes. Personally, I really love Nendoroids. I love the chibi design, the fun various faces, the amount of accessories, and the fact that you can just make even a small collection of Nendoroids look really nice together on a shelf. But what's your favourite part about Nendoroids? Let me know in the comments. I always imagine it like a huge crossover, where you see all of these characters from different series hanging out. Everyone is here, Shulk is not. For me though, the ability to switch out faces and body parts to give each of these figures a different pose or different personality altogether is a strong one. It only matches with the likes of Figma and a small amount of other lines. Know that you could chop and change your entire collection so easily is a really nice feature that I don't feel is always appreciated. The Nendoroid boxes themselves give you an idea of what kind of poses you can do with the figure and what things that Good Smile expect you to be able to do. Or you can just make your own little situations yourself. They're really versatile. So now you've decided if you want to collect Nendoroids, where can you buy them? Due to the popularity of Nendoroids, you can find them in most online stores. As well as pre-owned markets, you can find them on stores such as AmiAmi, HobbyLink Japan, Play Asia, Big in Japan, and many others, including Good Smile themselves. You may want to do some research in your own country for shops that sell efficient releases to avoid having to import if that's better for you. While some stores will have some figures in stock, a lot of what they will do will be pre-orders. Now, it is always important to pre-order any figure that you desperately want to avoid missing out. Good Smile often put their Nendoroids up for pre-order up to a year in advance of release. It's usually around 6 to 9 months, so keep that in mind. Some stores do take payment up front, while others take payment upon release. So always remember, you need to pre-order a lot of these Nendoroids, otherwise risk the aftermarket. Something you always need to remember is shipping costs and potential import fees. Now, a lot of countries do charge customs tax or extra VAT on items coming into the country over a certain value. This is no different with anime figures. Remember these so they're not a nasty surprise if they do eventually pop up. Sometimes it is actually cheaper just to buy a figure in the country that's already in there and just wait that little bit extra time. Personally, I would avoid buying Nendoroids at a convention unless it's a trusted store or it's a store that is a good smile partner. At a lot of conventions there are floods of bootleg Nendoroids because they just don't check, and quite frankly they don't really care. You want to avoid them at all costs. I would also recommend avoiding places like Amazon in the US or UK, also places like eBay or AliExpress, as they are rife with bootlegs.
Nendoroids are expensive collectibles, both on the first and second hand market. A regular Nendoroid can cost anywhere from £40 to £50 after shipping and handling. But some Nendoroids, once they've reached the end of their sales life, will double or even triple in price.
With having such a huge catalogue, this also means that there are some Nendoroids from certain series such as Evangelion, Nichijou, Trails in the Sky and Spice and Wolf, which had Nendoroids years ago. Unfortunately, they haven't had a re-release in a long time, if at all. So that means there is a big, massive second-hand market.
And just because a character is super popular doesn't mean they'll be easy to find. Sometimes the demand for these is just so great that these things end up with an absurd aftermarket price immediately after releasing.
Of course, with popular or rare characters, a weird release schedule and just things falling out of print means there is quite a healthy aftermarket full of resellers, fans, people just wanting to unload old figures, and of course scalpers and bamboozlers.
Nendoroid markets exist, and while I personally haven't found the need to use one quite yet, they do have a good job of giving you an understanding of how expensive some of these things can go. For example, I wanted the Watamote Nendoroid. I will never afford the Watamote Nendoroid.
The good thing about the bigger communities and marketplaces is that everybody is a fan, so you are a lot less likely to get scammed. Of course, the real value of a lot of collections, a lot of figures do tend to be reflected in those prices, but you at least have a little bit more security in that you know that you're going to get something legit. In most big Nendoroid groups, especially the selling groups, fakes are a big no-no, and as soon as a fake does pop up, people usually do shout about it.
Now, it is worth mentioning that a lot of sites such as AmiAmi will also send Nendoroids pre-owned. This is very handy if something catches your eye when pre-ordering a new release. While we are talking about pre-ordering, we do need to talk about one more thing. We need to ask ourselves, will I still like this character in a year's time?
We've all been there. We've watched an anime, absolutely loved it, even called it Anime of the Year, and never ever went back to it because another new seasonal anime is up running and also potentially Anime of the Year. So the question you're going to have to ask yourself is, do you like this character? And if you do like this character, how much do you like it? Do you like them as a kind of passing fancy? Or will you enjoy this character for the rest of your life? Or will it be gone and forgotten in a year or so when the figure actually releases?
It's important that if you are unsure if you want to keep an order, to just not open the box, or if you do, keep every item on the box itself. You'll likely get most, if not all, of your money back on the second-hand market if it's complete. If not, you're going to be looking at a hugely reduced amount.
For me, a collection has got to be a reflection of yourself. These have got to be characters you've got to have some attachment to. They might be cute, they might be one of your favourite characters, or they might be incredibly cool. A figure collection has to reflect you.
Which means that someday I will open you, Hatchama. Someday. And that day is now.
I hope this has helped you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love collecting Nendoroids. I love being in the fandom. I'm always excited to see what the next Nendoroid is that's going to be coming out. I always like seeing people getting all really excited about upcoming Nendoroids, even if it's not something that I would personally buy. But that's just my opinion. I'm just one guy on the internet. I really hope this has helped you, and if you do have any questions about collecting, even if it's not just about Nendoroids, collecting other figures, leave a comment in there and I will try my best to help you guys out, because my intention with this channel is to ensure that figures end up where they belong, on your shelves.